Alright guys, this is Guy 007 here. It's been a while, I haven't made a video. I said I was going to make Obito Senju, I think his name. Well, he changed his name to, it was Obito Senju, now he changed his name to Senju. Which is not a problem. I mean, because you would confuse it with probably the Naruto character if you was to search him up. But, hey, anyways, and I said I was going to make a response video for him. So, let me see, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And sorry if the volume on his video is too low. My bad, apologies for that. I've been trying to like make a response video of some sort, but like I was just thinking of ways to do it, but I guess it's actually sort of the best way. I'm sure there's many other ways possible to actually do it, but I guess this is how I found it more efficient. Now, where do we start? Great, I'm gonna play the video, and hopefully the sound quality is okay, as best as and I will also, yeah, hopefully it's great. So here we go.
I think that I definitely owe you guys a bit of an explanation as to where I've been and what I've been doing, and in a nutshell I can say that, you know, life has come in the way of me making videos for a little while. I've had to deal with a couple of things that were pressing, and you know, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That's what they say. And now that I have more time available, I'm going to be releasing as many videos as I can. And I think that where I'm going to start is actually what the tag MGTOW means to me. You know, what essentially is the composite of my red pill awakening. And the thing is first maybe what I should do is discuss with you guys what the actual composition of the red pill is that I have ingested, and why discussing gender issues, discussing women, discussing dating, marriage, divorce, all these other gynocentric topics really is essentially a subset of what the red pill is. Okay, because you have to come to certain conclusions outside of just the discussion of females to actually truly digest and absorb a red pill appropriately. At least in my opinion, that is what is necessary. Right? A red pill itself, just like the movie would suggest, is an awakening. It's an awakening to quite a few things, actually. You know, the first thing that has come to mind when I took the red pill is the awareness of my mortality. Right? Becoming aware that one day I'm not going to be in the same shape I'm in right now. I'm not going to look the way that I look right now. I'm going to be a lot older. There's going to be a point in time where I'm just not even here anymore, where I'm gone completely.
Alright, so I want to start by this. That is so much facts. And when I say facts, that is a lot of truth. When it comes down to where a lot of MGTOWs, I've noticed that all they do is just talk about always women's situations and whatnot. A lot of these MGTOWs, they have a tendency to talk about a lot about women, always. And I think the topic about women, I think is already there is a lot. I mean, I checked out Stardust and Barbarossa, and they were really good, like extreme. They went hella in depth in this when it comes down to the women nature and whatnot. How I would just, you know, go a little bit, you know, a little summary on it, and it's just pretty much saying that women just see us as utilities, nothing more else. That's pretty much it. We're just seen as utilities, and there's a lot of truth. You know, I would agree with that 100%. But Senju, that is a lot of facts. These men didn't talk nothing else about women. Nothing else than women. That's all they talk about. And I'm not just saying that MGTOW, you know, the MGTOW community is just always talking about women. No, because I'm sure you know, that I've heard a lot of different videos, not just about women. It's only, I guess, it's just certain channels that talk about different things. But mainly, what I hear mostly is just women, and that thing has to, like, seriously, is that pretty much what the red pill is all about? And I know you just mentioned that it's more than that, and I believe that too. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that I agree with that 100%. That's all you hear men talk about. That's all. And if you really put your thought to it, a lot of these men, almost everything that men does nowadays is just to seek women approval. It's never more of a sense for them to prove it to themselves, but it's more like everything they do, that the men do nowadays, is almost to seek approval from these women who only resent them, and that's pretty much it. And it's almost like this. It's like I would use this analogy. I don't know, it's probably horrible, but I'll just use it anyway. It's like the slave master, right? The slave is just begging, is trying to, you know, please his master. Always, you know, the slave trying to do this labor, and the slave master is just enslaving him more, you know, and the slave will go and just do crazy labor, and he will just, I wouldn't say dress, because I doubt they could even dress. I mean, at least back then. And they'll try their best, and yet their slave masters don't care. They'll just use him even more. So why would you be praising or at least begging your oppressor? That's what I'm saying. You know, it's almost the same way. So I guess, again, I and also Barbara also mentioned that it's more about your self-worth too. So it's truth. There's a lot of truth. I agree with you, Senju, on the fact that it's more than just women, really. So let us continue.
A lot older, there's going to be a point in time where I'm just not even here anymore, where I'm gone completely. You know, and all that'll be left of me are these fucking videos, right? I mean, essentially, and you know what? If things go a certain way, maybe some children, but even with that, that's very doubtful at this point in time, just given the current climate that is the dating scene right now, is the climate that exists in divorce courts, as far as the way that society is moving. You know, I don't really see where children for myself fit into that. So really, you got to think about the fact that you are not going to be here 80 years from now. Like, you're going to be gone. You know, gone. Right? This what you see right now is going to disappear. Right? Like, I don't know what you believe in. I don't know if you believe in a higher power. I don't know if you believe in the afterlife. Personally, I do believe in both.
Alright, let me see, what can I say about this? It is true. Definitely. And you know what's even funnier? That people nowadays, they have a tendency to just kill each other for something that they're eventually gonna die. And there's nothing that's here. You see, everything that's around us and that's around us that you think is, or at least that we think that is ours, it's only temporary ours, because once we leave out of this earth, which is gone. And yes, definitely, 80 years from now, I'll probably be hella gone. I'm 21, so hey, I'm probably a little younger than you. I mean, you're probably older, but who knows? But again, yeah, 80 years from now, I'm pretty much done. Let me see. If I'm 21, let me ask, I'm 80. That's 101 years old, 111, something like that. Anyways, I don't want to do math, but yeah, something like that. So yeah, probably will be gone. So yeah, let's continue.
I'm not trying to impose my beliefs on you, and even as far as that's concerned, like,
oh right, the belief system, right? Yeah, I believe in a higher power. Well, I wouldn't say higher power. I would say Jesus Christ, more like. But I'm more of a, I'm not an exact religion, as in, oh, either Catholic, Pentecostal, whatnot. I just believe that there is a higher power, and the higher power is Jesus Christ. That's the only thing. So yeah, you're fine about that. That doesn't. That's the thing about me. I'm not politically correct. You can be open. I'm just completely open to everything. It doesn't matter. You could talk about the weirdest crap. It doesn't matter to me. I trust me. It's funny, but I guess yeah. So let's continue.
Myself, I don't really subscribe to any sort of organized religion per se. You know, I tend to read religious texts for the sole purpose of figuring out the truth on my own, because many of these books have been tampered with. You know, they have been messed with. And so for that reason, I'm not committing myself to one idea of the afterlife in particular, but what I can say for myself is I believe that there will be one, and this that is here in front of you is temporary. It won't last forever, okay? Nothing lasts forever.
So I wanted to start with this. That is so true. I've noticed that a lot of, and I was talking to this about with my little brother. He's just as hugely open-minded and insane and just brilliant. We're like just united. I like to call it the term old soul. I don't know if you ever heard of that, sir. But what we were talking about was a lot of these churches is just indoctrination. It's an indoctrination of men. It's not something that you know that you can freely speak about. It's more indoctrination on top of indoctrination, on top of indoctrination. And it's true. A lot of these books have been tampered with, and hell yeah, it has been. And it's to the point that you don't even know. I mean, nobody knows, you know. And also, not only that, a lot of the religions requires you not to party, because if you party, then or you sin. And if you, I'm talking about, because I was Pentecostal before or whatnot. I was Catholic first because I was baptized Catholic, but then I Pentecostal later for like 18 years, approximately. So that was like hella long time. And what I noticed was that you couldn't party at all, because I mean, they say it's a sin. Hey, everybody, I mean, according to the Bible, it's a sin for certain things, but it's not exactly directly like that. But I don't want to go too deep into that. So pretty much what it's just saying, if you party, it's just a sin. If you drink or whatnot, it's a sin. So then you would ask yourself, then what is the point of living? Isn't life? Because to me, life is a gift. It was just something that was just given. You know, you're not here just to, I mean, I guess the only thing that since you say life is short, I guess the only thing you could take from here is what you eat, the people you met, and the relationships you had. That's it. And the people you've met, of course, which is relationships. And there's nothing else you can really go on about that. I think that is truly the sole purpose of it all. And everything is just crazy, you know. And love, of course, and the love that you show to others is also something that you take with you from your life as well. It's not something that people rather take money over love, you know, and that is a fact. Interest, my dad likes to call it interest, and there's a story that says interest and love went to the forest, and more did the interest win than love, and that is a sad truth, but yes, it is. And there is even family wars going on because of interest and money or whatnot, that you took from me, or that you owe me, or you did this and you did that. So yeah, it's very futile. I find it futile, a lot of these religions. Again, I believe in Jesus Christ, and if I would obey as much laws as possible. I'm not Jesus. I always said that I'm not Jesus. That's why Jesus is there. I don't know if you believe in Jesus Christ or whatnot, but Jesus is there for a reason. I don't want to get too much in religion, but that's it. You know, that's pretty much it. So let's continue.
That is probably one of the only universal truths that you need to acknowledge on a regular basis, and that everybody should acknowledge, okay? Nothing lasts forever, and that's something that makes time that much more precious to you, red pillars, and blue pillars if you're listening. And if anybody's listening, they can pick sense from whatever it is I'm saying, you know. But time is precious because we are mortal, because we are literally just a flicker on the axis of time, right? That's all you are. And that's the first thing you need to realize as becoming a red pill man. When you take the red pill, I think that is the main ingredient that defines red pill thinking. Now, let me move on from here. What I would like to do is I would actually like...
Alright, So here we go. Wow, that is true. Time is very precious, actually. We tend to, I mean, a lot of people tend to just waste it like that because they live. That's the problem. A lot of these youths have, that they think they have 5,000 years of life, not knowing that life can just end even in a second, even now. Who knows? Nobody's promised tomorrow, and that is just a pure fact. And it truly is the main ingredient. And for those red pillars who talk about financial freedom, which I talk about, I that's something I completely go for, and it's always temporary because you could lose everything. But still, I think that financial freedom is huge into this society, and I don't think many achieve it, but it is possible. Yeah, time is huge. Time is precious. Time is valuable. The 15 minutes or 15 seconds that you waste now, you will never get in later, and that is just pure fact again. That's why I manage my time so wisely, And there's this quote that says, "No time that you enjoy is a waste of time." If let's say you just went to a park and you enjoyed it, that's not a waste of time because you enjoyed it. Because that is part of the gift. It's just enjoying what you have, which I went on and talked about it, about how life is a gift and you gotta enjoy what you have. That's the only thing you take away from this earth. Make the best out of it. That's what I do, and whatever you do today can set your future tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. You can continue now.
To discuss where women fit in this framework that I just sort of laid out in regards to mortality. Really, when you become a MGTOW man, and when you ingest a red pill, when you're absorbing red pill, when you realize the fact that the Reaper is right behind you, and all essentially it's waiting for is for you to slip up for 1 second before it claims you. If you don't realize this, and you waste all your time, as some blue pill simp would, chasing after women, trying to live for women, taking the best years of your life and investing them in individuals that see you as...
Oh God, I'll have to laugh for this one, man. That is so true. Oh gosh. Oh God, I would only laugh. I'm sorry if I'm laughing. I know it's a serious topic. It's a serious matter, but I just laugh because it's it's what. Okay, so I live in this small city. It's not big, in Massachusetts, and it's seriously, there's full of these men. Insane. You'd be surprised, Senju. You'd be so surprised. It's like man after man. They're all just super simpish, super blue pilled. They don't know how to act. They just trying so hard to impress all these women, and it's sad, man. These women actually control them, for fuck's sakes. Like, you see them get mad handled. Not so long ago, I saw this girl screaming at some guy, just smacking the living shit out of him. Sorry for my word, but smacking the living shit out of him, just racking him and just screaming at him. The dude was just taking the hits because this is what happens. If the dude was to attack her back, and I'm sure you know this. Come on. If the dude was to attack her back, there was a lot of men around us too. So if the dude was to attack her back or try to defend himself, the other man would just probably hit him. And then what will happen is that the dude that was trying to defend himself later is going to turn into that blue pill mangina as well. Which means that if another man tried to defend himself against some other woman, that same guy that got beat up by that girl will try and hit that guy along with 50 other guys, which will make him submissive and go right along with the herd mentality, which I like to call. And not only that, it's a lot. It is a lot. If you really think about it, social media, TV, it's just so much at once. Where propaganda, you get shot right here, you get shot there. left and right with so much propaganda. It's just too much. But there is a lot of these guys, man. They would really, like, they live to impress these women. And I actually tell my little brother that you will see these guys 5 years from now the same fucking shit because of that same reason. You know, and the woman, what happens is, the woman, I mean, we all know they eventually get pregnant, whatnot. And that is the law of life, I guess. You know, and I don't criticize it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then their sexual macro value decreases. Which, again, we all know. But it's funny. It's truly funny, you know. And I personally would not like to dedicate my life and I personally don't want to be tied down. You know, I think that the best thing is to be single, where you just don't have no person bothering you. You know, another guy say, oh, it's so bad to be single, but they're not enjoying their single life, I guess, you know. And hey, you know, also comes with being single, you'll get to sleep around, you got no stupid girl bothering you. If you got your own apartment, you do whatever the hell you want, you bring whoever the hell you want as well. So that's one thing for there. So yeah, I would personally not dedicate my entire life to some individual who does not care whatsoever about me, and all they see is just their own benefit. And I'm talking about women. They only see their own benefit. They don't see the men's benefit. They have no source of loyalty. I saw the statistic: 50% of women cheat on their husband. That's rough. And then 75% of marriages are kind of or divorced. 75% of marriages, something like that. And correct me if I'm wrong somehow, but you can search it up. And I was like, what? I'm not surprised, you know. And these women, not only that, is this guy, Jay the Black MGTOW, likes to call it, when they ride the cock carousel left and fucking right, it's almost like these women are emotionally unstable. They are how do you call this? Then they create freaking Frankenstein. It's a lot. But again, going back to the blue pill thing, yeah, this is the men that we have nowadays. Just purely lives to impress women, and women's most used tactic is the shaming tactic. And why is that? And then this shaming tactic, what it does, and I guess is it goes back to being, as a man, having your own self-worth. You give your self-worth, right? Not look for self-worth in some women, right? Which is what all these men are trying to do, is looking for self-worth, self-approval, some approval for themselves into these women when there is none, right? So what I'm saying is, all those, they're trying to seek approval from all these women because they don't have it in them, you know. So again, in the end of the day, all it matters is you as a man, your self-worth as a man. Because if you believe that you are strong, and a woman comes, tells you and shames you, saying you are weak, you don't pay no this, when you do everything, you pay no bills, you do nothing, you do this, you do that, and she comes shame you up, and you have your own self-worth, she can't tell you different. She can't tell you different. And another thing men gotta understand is that women are not that rational. They can't really rationalize. All they do is just pure emotions. Which, and I'll give you a good example. When there was this girl, and you know, I knew her, whatnot, and one time she got so mad. She called me this, she called me that, and then I told her off, actually. And the next day, she was, I mean, you know, since I told her off, she stood quiet, all pissed off. She started but whatever. The next day, then she started being all lovey-dovey with me and saying she missed me, she this and that. And pretty much what I'm saying is that women are very temporary creatures, extremely temporary, to the point that that's what they get. So according to certain people, or statistics, I don't know, but I heard that women they finish their college rather than more men do, right? And that's because women are temporary creatures, and they're more about the moment. And like my dad likes to say, you gotta eat them when they're cold. When they're hot. And then if they go cold, they go hard, and just good luck getting it hot again. So yeah. So what I'm saying is that for people who are in relationships, just enjoy the women, because again, they're temporary. That's why you see relationships break up, because women, they're happy today, tomorrow they're pissed off, then after tomorrow they'll be all lovey-dovey and they just want to be with you more, whatnot, and they don't want to see you. Then the next day they're all pissed off, and there's this emotional cycle, and again, yeah, they're emotional. So to men, if a woman gets all crazy and starts nagging at you, best thing to do is just walk away and ignore her. Because why? Because if you actually start to argue with her, you're pretty much going down to her level, and it's just emotion. And emotional, think about this: logic and emotion. You combat emotion with logic, and then oftentimes people use logic to justify emotions, right? So this is also good in sales, right? It's really good. So they use logic to justify the reason, right, of the emotion that's given to them, and they use logic to justify whatever. But what I'm saying is that, and it's kind of complex, so hold on. So what I'm pretty much saying is that when a woman goes emotional, just let her run in emotion. She's gonna be okay the next day. She's gonna be all lovey-dovey. When you ignore them, that's when they want you more. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry, And I've learned to personally, and how I learned this. Well, one, I would say my little brother. He kind of noticed and figured a little bit of things. I figured on other things, on my own. And also because my mom, she would go crazy and she's super emotional, and we noticed that whenever, especially women, that's not just my mom, but we observed that every time a woman goes all emotional, she'd be fine. It's like a child. I heard this phrase that says, women stay 16, men grow older. It's just the way it is, and women stay 16, they still stay 16. So the only thing they know is pretty much what is convenient to them, like a child. They only know what's beneficial to them. So for instance, they have to lie for them to get their way. That's all they know that's all they know how to do. It's almost the same thing, And people might say I'm a woman hater. No, I'm not a woman hater at all. I actually, I love women actually, but I just know how they are, in a sense. I don't know fully because their emotions is freaking crazy, but I'm still learning. We're all still learning. So that's pretty much what I'm saying. Women are very temporary creatures. Enjoy them while you have them. For men who are in relationships, enjoy them while you have them, and that's it. Because anytime, any day, they're gonna leave. That's why I say do not waste your life or your years of your life on a certain individual, which in the end of the day you're gonna break up regardless. That's why I say it's only temporary. It doesn't matter whether your relationship for short term or long term, it's still a fuck up. So yeah, it's almost like what the fuck, So it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Short or long lane. Short lane or long lane, does not matter. A relationship is still gonna end. Nothing is forever. That's why Senju, like you said, Senju, life is short. That's the title of the video. That's where it connects. So yeah, you're not gonna have a woman forever. So for those men hallucinating that you're gonna have this girlfriend forever, good fucking luck. That's why I said enjoy them while you have them. So let us continue, shall we, Senju?
Modern women of the 21st century that are under a specific age bracket, and I like to use the age bracket of 30, and the reason why I am so specific with my number is because I have watched for the last 15 years of my life just the hollow, shallow solipsism evolve in the generation that I was contemporary with, and I've also noticed that every generation that is coming after my generation seems to be even emptier, even more ruthless, more duplicitous, and has absolutely no respect for the male gender.
Oh my god, I gotta give you 8,000 points for this. It's true, definitely. I'm seeing. It's funny, if you go on TV, I don't watch TV at all. It's my dad, he puts in, I just turn around sometimes because he hits me on my shoulders like, hey, come on, look at this. I'm like, Dad, I don't care about that. I hate TVs, they're horrible. It's the worst invention you could possibly do. It's the best form of mind control you can do with humans. Anyways, and that's a different topic. But when I turn around, you should see the manginas that you see on freaking TV pandering to these women. You see the woman with all power, all these, super arrogant, full of, very shallow. Yes, I gotta give it to you. These women don't. Oh shoot! Like I said, that story, girl smacking a guy around. They will curse to men. And another thing is that women work together. Unlike men, us men, we always competing against each other. It's like this freaking high competition hierarchy. And what I personally do, I don't think I'm better than no one. Because in life, this is how it is. There's always going to be somebody better than you. There's always going to be somebody stronger. And you know what I do with someone when I meet somebody stronger? I learn from them. I pull down my ego. I pull down my pride and I learn from them. And who knows, I could even be better than them eventually. And that's what men don't understand. But no, since their egos is too high, they go on and just start just going at it at each other. And you just like, for what? And I don't waste my time comparing myself. I just ignore them. If a guy's giving me that dominant look, alpha male wannabe, okay, I look away. A lot of times people say, oh, that's two alpha males fighting. No, it's not. It's two freaking childs. If two alpha males, quote unquote alpha males, start head on head, staring at each other like if there's some beef. Like the one, if you know that you're more stronger than the other person, why would you just waste your time staring at the other person? That means you're insecure. That's why I say that the ones that are so-called alpha males are the most insecure ones. Why? Because they always gotta watch their back of which man is better than them. That's why. And then when they see that somebody's rising, they'll try their best to put that person down. That's a whole psychological thing. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, these women don't care. They do not care. What was it? I hear so much stories. What was one girl? I'll tell you one. And this was something that happened to me too. But I'm not going to go too much in that. She's like, oh, I'm like, oh, so how's your Barbie house? She's like, actually, there's a neighbor behind me, and behind my house, and he has a pink house. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, well, I can just marry him whenever I want to, and I should just take the house. And she's like, yeah, I know I sound like a gold digger. That was a huge red flag on me. I never talked to that girl ever again. Get the fuck out. So yeah, I'm sorry. It's the truth. These girls are crazy. They act more like men. Men are acting more like women. Very feminine men we have nowadays. They cry for every little thing. Their egos is so high, but yet so insecure. Why? Because they're looking for approval from other women. This is how you know they're insecure as fuck too. What else? It's sad. It's just sad. And I can't. And it's only, man. Seriously, Senju. That thing is. It's like 2 men in 1,000, or if not 8,000 that I meet that truly are, men. Testosterone driven. But again, and even though men that you think that, or the guy that you think that is the most manly is actually the most simpish. Or whatever you want to call it, mangina, whatever that name is. It's the biggest one out of all. It's sad, but it's truth. And that's all you see. And you have this tradition where women do no wrong, and this is what mothers project onto their sons too. It only takes a man to raise a man. That's all. But that's again a different video. So yeah, let us continue, man. That is so much facts. Right on. Ruthless freaking piece of shit of generation. But let's continue.
Right, this is something that I've come to understand. And you're telling me that you, Blue Pillar, are gonna go and waste 20, 30, 40 years of your life chasing after somebody who has absolutely no love in their heart for you or respect for you on a fundamental level, who are essentially, these women today are incapable of that type of love, that unconditional love that you would give to a woman that you truly thought was the one for you.
Yeah, I like us to call that the myth of the one. That is a huge lie. All women, I've noticed that almost all women think the same. It's just that one of them is just harder one does one thing more than the other. In other words, one is more manipulative than the other, one is more emotional than the other, one is more freaking crazy than the other, one is more maniac than the other, and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. And the reason why women are not capable of this unconditional love, at least from what I've known, is simply because, I already said it, they're emotional. And what is emotion? It's just temporary. So, for instance, if they're pissed off now, an hour later they're going to be happy. That's why. And love to them, they don't see love the way us men do. We as men do. It's completely different. Love for them is just what you can do for them. That's pretty much it. They only love you what you can do. So it's like a child, I told you. So it's like the age of 6, they say 16. So if, for instance, like I said, a child only knows what's beneficial to him. It doesn't know what morals pretty much really is. It knows a few, but not all. And, just compare a child or little girl. It's almost the same thing, right? So, yeah, let's continue.
You have wasted your life. You have taken your life, the best years of your life, and you have flushed them down the toilet. And it's funny because I've sat with so many different dudes that were the most manly of men, were the most testosterone-driven, aggressive, assertive dudes. Right? And deep down inside, it's funny because you tend to see the fact that the unconditional love that some of these men would have for their women is so strong and so overpowering that their mental faculties are completely and totally overridden. Their logic is completely thrown to the wayside. Right? I can tell you 100% that men have the capacity to truly love and to be attached more so than women do. The thing with women is their capacity for these emotions are grossly overstated. Because I've also done the inverse. I've also listened to many women that discuss not only their exes, but discuss their current partner. They will ritually pick apart all of the shortcomings that their current partner has, just as if they were reviewing a vehicle on some sort of car review website or a computer or some form of inanimate object. Okay, these women have absolutely, I'll say 99% of them have absolutely no qualms about looking at a man and at relationships objectively, rationally, in a very cold and callous manner, and dealing with their partner accordingly. So this whole idea of this female compassion, this idea of this understanding female Mother Nature pseudo-image that's put out there in the media is complete bullshit, man. That's not true, man. It just is false as an idea.
Well, I like to say, some people might say, hearing you, some might say that, that you're heartbroken. No, you're not heartbroken. I'm just saying that, why I'm thinking that, because I know a lot of people in their comments, they usually say, you sound like if you're heartbroken, you're man. So this is some of the tactics that even men would use against other men. So what the woman has put onto these men, they'll also project it onto all the men. So they use shaming tactics. This is why you're doing this, because your heart is broken. They will say this, you hate women because you haven't found the one. And then these men, it's funny, because then 10 years later, these men is like, oh my God, I should have listened. Right. But here's the thing. They might say, oh no, like I said, your heart is broken and whatnot. And that's not true. It's not. You just learn. You just learn from the mistakes. That's just how it is. So yeah.
Anyways, I digress. When the hard reality hits you, when you have invested yourself not only emotionally but financially into such an individual, this woman, whoever she is in your life, even if it's multiple women, you could have this problem. You get nothing but diminishing returns in response to that, right? So really, that for you is something that you need to think about. You need to come to that realization that that is a waste of your fucking time. That is a waste of your life, of your...
Yeah, I'd like to say that, I mean, I could, thinking about it very deeply, I understand other men too. When the man is sick and tired of him coming home, and yeah, women don't care. Like, they, again, is they only see what's beneficial to them. That is the only factor. I'd say the same thing. If they see that it's nothing that's beneficial to them, they don't see it. Like, whatever effort we do, they don't see it. You know, they only see what we kind of do for them, what we can do for them. You know, it is a waste of your lifetime. And again, going into it deeply and thinking, going like, I'm talking about really well in depth into it. Those men who are married that have to come home with a nagging wife or whatnot, man, I mean, I would understand why, in a sense, why these men end up getting the same shaming tactic or whatnot, you know, or end up their own self-value starts diminishing. Because remember, what you hear over and over becomes the truth. So for instance, it's like it's what Hitler said, I think it was. So if you repeat a lie over and over again, it becomes the truth. So easily repeating that, right, becomes a truth essentially to them. So that's pretty much all I can say about that. Yeah, that's about it.
Energy, you know, the energy that resides in the depths of your soul, in the energy that permeates every cell in your body, right? Don't waste that energy. You're only young for so long. And it's funny because a lot of people, when they talk about youth, especially a lot of these old guys, you know, many of the women that they chase, because I've seen some of these guys just thirst after some women that I know, and like, I mean, I know them on a more personal level, and I can tell you that these guys, you know, they have their interests in the wrong women, and that's the only reason why they want to be young again. And I say to them, you know, why should any supernatural power waste a second chance at youth on you? You know, like, for many of you guys know, I love to exercise, I love to work out, I love to train.
Yeah, holy shit. That is so much, that is very true. I hear so much, man, oh, okay, enjoy your youth, you know, it's some of the old guys, the old farts, whatever you want to call them, enjoy your youth. And that is so true. Why should nature waste a second shot at you? You know what, before you can go around and screw, that's it, chance is done. Not if I was nature, I wouldn't give them shit. And that is the truth. They wasted their whole life. And it's funny because even at such an old age, they still believe in fucking love. What the fuck? I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but even my dad, for fuck's sakes, believes in love. Like, and he's still in this mentality of the 60s or whatnot. He was born in 51, but he still has those old time mentality where, you know, you think that you have to be chivalrous and whatnot. You know, in a sense, he's a MGTOW because he believes that women have done him dirty. He kind of realizes it, but he still believes in love. So it's almost like contradictory. You know, he's still blue pilled in a sense. So yeah, these old men, that's all they think about, and they still want to, man. It's just it sucks, truly. Just wow, it's truth. Just truth.
I still train on the regs like 5 or 6 times a week. And that's the only thing that I really think about as far as being young, being youthful, having my peak body available to me to do this, having my health so that I don't need to rely on some corrupt ass, fucked up medical system for this prescription medication and that prescription medication, so that I can run my fucking marathon, or I can get on my bike and go ride 100K or whatever it is. That to me is why I want my body. I want to stay vital, man. I want to stay young. I want my energy coursing through my veins at all times. So this is the one thing that a lot of you guys need to understand. You need to acknowledge this, that your life should not revolve around women. You need to get this gynocentric worldview out of your fucking head.
Oh shit. Yeah. I definitely believe that. Yeah, I want to have my body fully so I can be able to freaking climb buildings if possible. Shit. I mean, why not? I think that's my favorite part about being young. It's just being able to freaking run 30 miles, if not more, or less. Who knows? And then being able to climb stuff and just feel the wind just soaring through my face. I love it. That's one of my favorite things about being youthful, aside, of course. And I hear, that's what I'm saying. That's all you see these men. Like, for instance, and I'm sorry to say this, but I see so much men just trying so hard, man. And it's so hard for these, just to try to get these girls. Just for nothing. For nothing, because it's temporary. I guess I say you enjoy them while you have them. Temporary. It's useless. They will eventually just go out along with some other guy once they get bored and find you no interest, and that's just how the way they are. The women are also working, so pretty much money, the provider role is already the government's, because easily the government gives them a freaking check and that's it, and get the fuck out. And if they have a child, they'll maintain the child and her too. And you gotta pay child support if you have over probably 90% of the check. I saw a video with some guy. I felt seriously sad for him. He was paying almost 100% of his freaking paycheck in child support. That is fucking bullshit. And that's why I say I'm not marrying for shit. Bitches suck my dick. And I'm sorry for saying that, but it's true. I'm not marrying. Get the fuck out of here. Relationships? Probably, but I'm not marrying. Hell no. That is the most stupidest thing you could probably do in this age. And that's just the way it is. It's a fucked up system we have. And I mean, sometimes I wish I was born in the old days, but I do like my technology, so in another way I don't. But again, I love your topic because you're not only talking about women, you're more into depth. That to me is MGTOW right there. And of course, the women nature and whatnot, that should be a side piece, but shouldn't be the main thing. Again, the main ingredient is time, and I do agree with that shit, just 100%. All of it so far. Fucking good shit. Let's go.
And you need to enjoy what you have while you have it. So I mean, that is something that I think you need to come to acknowledge. And not to say that you need to spend your life working out and this and that, but the fact that I'm trying to bring to you guys is that there's other things in life that you could be doing with your time, okay? I got shit that I gotta do, and I think a lot of you guys got shit that you gotta do. And you should get your head in the game there, and get your head out of the game of pussy. You need to stop thinking about that. You need to focus on achieving your objectives, your other objectives in life, right? Women are just a very small subset of life, okay?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I freaking fucking definitely agree. See, women are everywhere. There's gonna be women everywhere. That's why I think no man should be worrying about getting women or getting pussy or whatnot. Because if a woman sees that a guy got his shit together, she's gonna tie that motherfucker down, however possibly way she can, and she's gonna try. Trust me. I think I saw something saying that for every man, I think it's like 10 women or 7 for each and everything. That is a lot. Shit. I mean, so that's why I say I tell men not to worry about that much about women. It's okay if you want to have one. I said, yeah, go ahead, whatever, fuck it. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of women out there, and if you have your shit together and you're a guy that, trust me, they're gonna flock on you, man. So that's what I'm saying. you shouldn't be worrying or concentrating about that too much. You should concentrate of what makes you happy truly, because women will not make you happy. If you're looking for happiness in women, good fucking luck, brother. Good fucking luck. And yeah, that's true too about the gym thing. Not being a gym head, of course. So that's true, because there's other more things. But yeah, your priorities and discipline and other things that you have to do are way more important, I'm sure, than women. Because women are just, for me, I see women as a compliment, as a crown towards my life. I don't see it as my whole. You see, it's the whole thing. Now, men see it nowadays that they need the woman. They act needy. And what happens is, a lot of the majority of the times, they get friend zoned. And, so yeah, that is the true fact. I freaking definitely agree. Let's fucking get it. Let's go.
And if you are blue pill and you plan on staying blue pill for the rest of your life, and you essentially have a family and you have children, I mean, that's great and all, but you're only going to be miserable if you don't go after your other passions. If you don't pursue your other passions with 100% enthusiasm and effort, you will become bitter, you will become angry with yourself, you will grow to hate your family and hate your wife. And I've seen it happen time and time again. You see a lot of men, they have these midlife crises, and the reason as to why they have these crises is because they often think that they made a choice that they shouldn't have. And not to say that family isn't important, but you need to establish a balance between your family life and the ambition that you have in your heart. You need to seek that out. You can't die without, for at least attempting those lofty ambitions you have in your mind. You need to go after them. You need to get aggressive and go after them. Right? Another ambition I have, like I said, a lot of you guys know, I love martial arts. I did it for a long time when I was a kid. I definitely want to be exploring this more and more. This is another passion I have. This is another.
So yeah, as for the families, well, men who have kids or whatnot, I'll tell you, I only give one advice. I mean, I don't have kids. I'm not a dad either. But all I can say is that just give your child or daughter or son attention. And if you have a son, give him the most example and assure him that his worth. I think that's truly the main key nowadays. That's why you see women trying to get these massive amounts of attention. And as a father, I think you should give as much attention as possible to your daughter so she doesn't become an attention whore like a shitload of these fucking bitches are nowadays. Sorry for the word, but it's true. A whole lot of them. That's why you see social media, they have a freaking Bible of photos in their freaking history crap. And I don't even waste my time just to get a freaking ego inflation. Then you have the manginas on the comments and just right in the hearts and all these quote-unquote cutie shit on the thing, you know, and then while she's banging with some thug out there. Sorry, but it's truth. So yeah, if you have a son or daughter, go ahead and give him the best. And if it's your son, please teach him the best thing as you can possibly teach him. Be as close as you can be to showing him what being a man truly is all about, you know, and give him some MGTOW mix, but don't tell him, yeah, I mean, you know what to do. All I'm saying is just give your son assertion, and your daughter, give her a lot of attention. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say out of that. And just live your life and know not. I'm telling you, my dad did pass through some crazy shit with my mother, and she was very manipulative. That's all I can say. So, yeah, that's all I can say. Let's continue.
Other thing that I find defines me, I've been training pretty hard ever since I've been back at it. You know, I've been training 3 or 4 times a week. I want to step that up now that I have some more time freed up for me. I'm going to be spending more of my workouts strictly on building up those skills. I'm going to be going after that pretty aggressively for the next you know, the next several years of my life. I mean, I'm still a young guy. You know, I'm still, what, early 30s, very early 30s. I fucking hate saying that. Got a birthday coming up soon. But anyways, I'm going to make it a point this year that I'm 100% consistent at that ambition, and I'm going to move at it until I feel fulfilled, right? And that is essentially what the red pill is ultimately about, gentlemen. It is about fulfillment. It is about living a life that you can look back on and have no regrets about. And when the reaper comes for you, you're going with a smile on your face.
Oh man, what can I say, man? That is so much. That is again a lot of truth. I think that I always keep this in my mind that when everybody's in their deathbed, the only thing that's gonna matter is, like I said, what you ate, the people you met, what you did, and the only regrets is what you're gonna have that you with you is what you did not do. The fun that you didn't have, that's all pretty much what you're gonna take out of this life. It's not nothing with I mean, of course, like I said, with the girls that you mess with, probably, yeah, but that would be your last thing because, I mean, you again, that's why I say you only enjoy them. So the things that you enjoy as well, that's the only things that you're gonna take from here. But it does not mean that you're gonna be a slave to your biology. That's just a lack of discipline, what I like to call it. You have to discipline yourself. That's horrible. Lack of self-worth and a biology to its own, a slave to its own biology. Oh my God, that is horrible as a man. But let's continue.
You know, you're like, okay, man, I'm ready. It's time. And you're not going to have any sort of lingering need to fulfill something that you thought was just lacking in your life, because that's not the type of life you want to live. And it's funny because the more people that I meet, especially people that are a bit more advanced in age, you know, I'll be PC about it, a lot of these people have some pretty amazing talents that you would have never guessed they have. It's only upon really sitting down and discussing things with them that you realize that they have these talents, but they just never went after things as hard as, you know, maybe somebody else did. And I know that you can't do it all in life, but one thing that I think is really important is for you to at least have given that effort, for you to have gone after the most salient ambitions in your mind, so that at the end of the day that you could have some level of peace. And on a closing note, I just want to say, gentlemen, time is on your side here. Okay, we're not. This is another advantage of being a man. You know, it doesn't matter the climate of the world that we live in. If it comes to a point in time where you want to have a family, or you want something of your own, you know, you want to quietly go off into that blue pill sunset, you have all the time in the world. Okay, there's no biological clock ticking on your soldiers relative to the female, right? Men age like wine, women age like milk. So it is what it is, gentlemen. Hopefully this was a good return video, and the topic of my next video is going to be on the dark side of the red pill. And so I think it's time that I discuss this with everybody. Okay, so until next time, this is Obito Senju returning and making it known to everybody that he is here to stay. Obito out.
Alright, so Wow. Okay, that is a very great. I mean, I think that's the best return video I've ever heard. I've seen many videos, and I don't see that. I think you're the first actually returning video I've ever heard about. But man, this is an amazing video. That's why I said I had to. I'm like, shit. I saw this thing. I'm like, wow. It's just like I had to make a response video on this. It's crazy topics. I've heard a lot. I'd really love to do response video on. It's just so much. You know, it's a lot of facts and that I love to add and whatnot to it. But this is overall. I gotta give it up. This is like the second best MGTOW video I've ever seen. It's amazing. I've seen many, but this one is just top notch. Good shit, Senju. 100%. This was right on. I should have made this a long time ago, and again, I was really busy. Something happened in one of my jobs, some feminist crap, which I'll probably make a video to that. But yeah, this is a great, very great. And yes, if you sit down with certain people, they have talents. I myself, I'm a bass player. I'm a guitar player. I sing. I compose. I draw. I've just a lot of talents, just a lot. And I'm just a master of some, not a master of all. I'm still learning some. So is my little brother as well. So we're just one person to separate into two. That's pretty much it. And that is very true. And I'm glad to find out that you're a martial artist. I wish you could teach me some moves. I mean, my dad was a boxer in the 70s as well. So yeah. And I think I should make a video on my dad's story with my mom and whatnot. Because I think it's gonna be it's sad in a way, but it's something like a lot of men should learn about. And that's about it. So take care, and see you in the next one, guys.
He always